Now it's official. Arsenal is about to sign the extraordinary £75 million striker, and Arteta makes an important revelation about the possible departure of the £27 million fan favourite. All this and much more can be found now with the latest Arsenal news directly from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal are reportedly closing in on a major attacking signing that could bridge the gap with Manchester City. The Gunners have made signing a forward a top priority this summer, with Slovenia international Benjamin Sesko believed to be a target for Arsenal. Before that rumour was quickly quashed by the player and his club, RB Leipzig. Since then, Arsenal have been linked with a host of attackers, most notably Napoli superstar Victor Osimhen, who with a release clause worth £110 million would become the North London side's most expensive signing ever, after last year's acquisition of Declan Rice. Yet it appears Arsenal are moving fast to secure a top attacker this weekend. Arsenal reportedly close to signing goal-scoring sensation Victor Gyökeres. According to Portuguese publication Leonino, Arsenal are about to sign Swedish international Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon worth €90 million, £75 million, with add-ons potentially taking the deal to as high as €120 million, £100 million. As per the report, Gyökeres is viewed by Arsenal as the missing piece in beating City to the Premier League title, having come so close to the Manchester Giants this year. With 43 goals in all competitions this season, Gyökeres' numbers have been nothing short of incredible, with the former Coventry City star the leading scorer in Europe's top 5 leagues this campaign. Yet despite these eye-watering numbers, Arsenal could be taking a huge risk in signing Gyökeres given the fee that's being reported and how abnormal the striker's season with Sporting actually was. Whilst the validity of this report surrounding Gyökeres can be questioned, there's no doubt that Arsenal making a move for the 25-year-old comes with a lot of question marks. The biggest of which being, can Arsenal justify spending so much on a player who has only had one fantastic year in the top flight, a transfer the Gunners have already made and failed within one Nicolas Pepe. Indeed, signing Gyökeres would be a big risk for Arsenal, and if the Swede is to become the answer to the Gunners striker issue, the Sporting star will have to live up to the pressure in North London. Arteta must consider selling £27 million Arsenal star if he can drive up his value at Euro 2024. Leandro Trossard produced a poor performance as Belgium lost 1-0 against Slovakia in their first game of Euro 2024. The Arsenal forward was named in Domenico Tedesco's starting 11 for that match, and was deployed in his preferred role on the left flank. However, Trossard was far from his best as his display was rated as a 1/10 by a section of the Belgian press. This will come as a surprise to many Arsenal fans, as the 29-year-old ended the domestic campaign in such fine form for the Gunners. Having forced his way into Mikel Arteta's regular starting 11, Trossard drew comparisons with Arsenal legend Freddie Ljungberg with his prolific streak over the course of the run-in. The former Brighton and Hove Albion man's stock at the Emirates Stadium is now as high as it ever has been, and he will have been desperate to shine on the biggest stage this summer. Trossard will therefore be keen to make a real impact when Belgium take on Romania later today. Why Arsenal need Leandro Trossard to impress at Euro 2024? Arsenal paid £27 million to sign Trossard from Brighton in the January of 2023. In the context of the modern market, and accounting for the impact he has been able to have in North London, that deal must now be regarded as something of a bargain. If he can produce his best in what remains of Belgium's time in Germany, then Trossard could drive his value up even higher, which raises the question as to whether or not the Gunners ought to consider cashing in on the player this summer should a suitor come forward. Should Arsenal sell Trossard this summer? If the opportunity to turn a profit on Trossard arises this summer, then Arsenal would be wise to take it. Whilst he still has plenty to offer the Gunners, he is likely coming towards the end of his peak years, and he is an imperfect player. He lacks pace, and Trossard has all too often failed to impact games as a starter. The key to good selling is timing it so that you can extract maximum value from a player without losing more quality than you can afford to. This requires some measure of sacrifice. As they have all too often with other players, if Arsenal wait until Trossard is clearly surplus to requirements before trying to offload him, then they will not attract a top offer. What's more, Trossard and Arteta have had a fractious relationship in the past, which could resurface in the future were he to slip down the pecking order at the Emirates Stadium. Sevilla keen to sign Arsenal ace Albert Sambi Lokonga. Albert Sambi Lokonga spent last season with Luton Town. Whilst he could not save the Hatters from relegation, he produced a number of impressive displays for Rob Edwards' side. Despite his encouraging Kenilworth Road form though, Arsenal have told Lokonga to seek pastures new this summer. Now, according to Vamos Mi Sevilla, La Liga side Sevilla have now entered into talks with the Belgian midfielder. At this stage, it seems that the Spanish side would prefer to secure the 24-year-old services on another loan basis. However, Arsenal may well push for a permanent sale instead, or at least insist that a purchase clause be included in any loan agreement. In any case, it is testament to how well Lokonga performed last season that he could now secure himself a switch to the club that won the 2023 Europa League and are a respected force in Spanish football. Should Arsenal keep Lokonga around? Despite this news of Sevilla's interest, there is a case to be made for Arteta to retain Lokonga's services. The player has properly adapted to the Premier League now, will be full of confidence, and the Gunners are not blessed with abundant depth in the middle of the park. Jorginho is coming towards the end of his career, Mohamed Elneny has already left the club, and Partey could be set to follow suit. Whilst he likely wouldn't be a regular starter for Arsenal next season, Lokonga could still provide a valuable cover option. Should an injury crisis strike next season, Arteta may come to regret letting Lokonga go if he is indeed moved on this summer. Arsenal beat expectations with £250 million off-pitch deal, club chief said will make history. Arsenal have surpassed industry expectations with a key business deal integral to the financial health of the club. The Gunners' financial health was boosted by their return to the Champions League in 2023-24, which will have been worth almost £80 million all told. That is before the commercial benefits of playing in Europe's premier club competition are factored in. One party that will have been very happy with the amplified exposure their brand got during Mikel Arteta's side's run to the quarter-finals is Emirates. As both stadium and front-of-shirt sponsor for the North London club, Emirates are almost synonymous with Arsenal and have been partnered with the club for 17 years. And the latest analysis shows that the partnership, which is vital for Arsenal's recruitment strategy in terms of compliance with financial fair play, still represents a brilliant deal for Josh Kroenke and the rest of the Arsenal top brass. Arsenal getting maximum value from Emirates deal. Arsenal last renewed their deal with the airline in August 2023, extending the deal until at least 2028. In a statement accompanying the announcement, Arsenal commercial chief Juliette Slot said, "We are incredibly proud to make history by making the deal the longest running ever in the Premier League." Now, a study conducted by industry experts, the sponsor, shows that Arsenal are still squeezing every penny from the commercial relationship almost 2 decades on. The sponsor used industry benchmarking and the Premier League's fair market value criteria to establish that the deal should be worth £48.5 million per season to Arsenal. In reality, the Gunners earn £50 million per season, meaning that the £250 million they recoup as part of the latest iteration of the deal will surpass industry expectations by £7.5 million in total. As impressive as the Emirates deal is, Arsenal still trail their rivals in the so-called Big Six when it comes to money generated by the commercial department. The Gunners earned £173 million from sponsorship and merchandising in 2022-23, which was a record for the club. But that figure is still dwarfed by Man City, £341 million, Man United, £303 million, Liverpool, £272 million, Tottenham, £228 million, and Chelsea, £228 million. It will be the job of Slot and new partnerships director Omar Sheikh to capitalize on the club's upturn in sporting performance and close that gap in the coming years. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.